What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. It's been a while since I did a video on this tank, or any of the tanks really, to be honest with you guys. So just wanted to go in and grab the camera, show you what's going on, what's pretty much been happening, you know, what changes are been done to the tank. So what I want to do really is try to get a couple videos out for you guys on the tank here, and a couple of the tanks, like the 60 behind me and the frag tank and everything. So first thing I want to do, show you guys the lights. I don't know if I showed you guys on my last video here, but I did get the diffusers for the radions. Couple reasons: to spread the light out, plus to stop the glare, because my chair that I like to look at the tank is behind me here, and that kind of sits lower than the tank. So that's one thing that I did. Another thing that I did do was I got the new Orphic OR3s. I swapped out the OR2s, which were the Blue Plus. These are actually the Orphic UV setup on here, which is like a blend of UV and blue, the 450 nanometer lights. On top of that, because of the angle that the lights were set up on, I had to pull the diffusers or the lenses from out of the lights, so that way I can get a wider spread and just a nice bit of pop of the UV in this tank to go along with everything else. So I really just wanted to bring more of that particular spectrum in, which is why I swapped it out. Plus, with the new dual chips that those lights have on it, it actually, you know, it cuts down on the power usage a bit there, and, you know, lessens the ability for the light to just go kaput out of nowhere. So that was a plus. I do like it. I like, you know, after I moved the lenses out of it, it wasn't as harsh, because it really was bringing a nice beam of light across the whole center here. And when I took the lenses out, it just spread it out better. So that's that's what's been done with the lights. As far as the tank goes, things have been, some items have been settling in pretty well. Some have checked out on me. You may notice some spots where I did have a frag plug. I moved it out of there. Some corals are not here that were here before. So there's been quite a bit of changes as far as the corals. What has settled in and grown is doing really well now. I moved a couple things around, got this Acanthophilia in here. It's a nice big meaty piece. Also just recently picked up this Chicago Sunburst. It did take a walk around this block, and I had to guide it back in, but other than that, everything seems to be okay right now. All right, sorry about that, guys, the phone was ringing. So everything, like I said, everything seems to be okay. Just trying to keep things stable, as I've always tried to do, find stuff and products that I can easily access, and keep this reef going as I would like for it to. So I know, you know, everybody likes the sticks, and I love them too, but a lot of the work done on this tank is pretty much to maintain everything that's going on in here. So, you know, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look down in the sump area, and I'll show you guys what's also changed there. So take a look at the shot from the side here on this tank. Right now it's a bit cloudy. Some phyto got into the tank, so I did a bit of a dosing. But there goes the acans. Goes the Goniopora, clam. Everything seems to be really happy. Now what I also did get back here, which is right now feeding, is a Carnation Coral. So I've been working on trying that MPS coral in this tank here, and just feeding everything. So there goes a size shot on both sides, really. And what I forgot to mention to you guys here, if I can find it, is when I moved the tank, I did have a male and 3 female Anthias. Unfortunately, the male, he did pass along. He was actually fully grown at the time when I did get it. And what did happen in the tank was this female actually converted over to a male and looks stunning. Got the streamers and everything going on, and that's been a few months now that this has been this way. So right now I got the one male Fiji, I believe it's a Fiji or Indo Anthias, and 2 female, so 1 male, 2 female, and I got a male and a female. There goes the pair. Like I said, either it's the Fiji or the Indo. There's actually 2 variations of the Anthias, the lyre tails. So you got the ones with the very colorful body here with the orange females over here, and then you have the other variety, which is a little bit lighter in color, more of a copper tone to it. But I do like them both in here. And like I said, let's go and take a look down bottom, check out what's going on in the sump. All right, so here goes the sump. First thing I'll point out is the Reef Octopus, I believe it's a 250. Yeah, the Regal 250S is what's on here now. I did have, what was it? The Aqua Max FC 180 on this tank. And I've since changed that out. Got me a Reef Octopus now. This is one of the big boys at about 20 something inches tall. Got a 1 foot base on it. So yeah, it fills in this sump pretty well. And this is actually a 40 breeder sump that's down here. Just put some glass baffles in. One thing I did also do was I took out the baffle that I had here on the side, which was where I had set up like an auto top off integrated into the sump, and just made this a little area for a couple of the colonies that I was talking about. So there goes the Miyagi tort, and I have a red digi that's down there. I have other frags in the frag system, but for right now, just keeping those 2 big colonies there until I get things situated in the frag tank. Right now, dosing the couple elements here. Still got the Tropic Marin, got some aminos going, and I got the excuse me, the Easy Reef Booster, which is dosing the Phyto for the corals, and mainly for that Carnation Coral also. So it's very small doses that's happening here. If anybody wants to know, this is just a standard AI prime, not the HD. I've had primes for years, and you know, they work well in a lot of tanks that I've had, so no reason for me to get rid of it. And these corals are doing pretty darn well in here. So that's going on. The auto feeder is not on. I closed it off so that way I can manage a couple of things that's been going on. The Clarisy, I know a few people ask me if I'm still using the Clarisy on this tank. I am. I love it, and it works. Enough said. It, you know, just make sure you stay up on top of the rolls and changing them. As you guys can see, all of this would just still be in the tank or somewhere else. Now, it's not completely closed off as far as the valve that you guys would see at the bottom here. Unfortunately, reactor's in front of it, but the valve is fully wide open. Whatever goes through will get caught up by the skimmer and make it back into the tank. So it's mainly catching, you know, any particulates that get stuck in the filter. Food wise, you know, see it there, reefroids. I do feed frozen and reefroids. There is a nice little stack of rocks in this corner here. A lot of chunky biomedia for everything that's going on in the tank. But that is the sump side of things. What did happen in here? Yeah, the core, the power supply on the core went out last year, and I couldn't find one of those for a while, so I had to use a different pump on here. And my check valve, I had a ball check valve, which how those work is the water shuts off, ball closes. So for whatever reason, the ball was not sealing, so water was still streaming back down into the sump. Found out one day when I went to go do some maintenance, when I shut the pump off and everything, and the whole sump started to fill up and kept filling over time. So went ahead, bought a new check valve and got that plugged in. Got a new heater prop tip in here, so I don't know what brand this is. It's a Hager heater. It's worked out pretty well. It's 800 watts. So during the winter, I found that, hey, I needed to keep the tank warm, and the 300 watt wasn't cutting it. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look over here. This equipment cabinet. Let me turn this light on. All right. So still rocking the calcium reactor, the Aquamax T1 calcium reactor. I did, after let's say about 2 years now, have to refill the bottle. And during the time that I refilled the bottle, cleaned out the media, put some new media in. Pretty much the media that I used in here was a bunch of old coral skeletons that I had, and just pretty much chopped those up and stuck them down in there. Still using the Filmora. And as far as a couple things that did change in here, I got two of the EB8s. The EB8 32 went out in December. It was going on its last leg. Some of the what do you want to call them, the outlets stopped working. I'm pretty certain you guys have, if you've had them for long enough, you realize that some of the outlets stopped working. If you check some of the forums, a lot of people were having problems all last year with the EB8 32s just conking out on them completely. I got my replacement part for it to try to fix it, because Neptune wanted about $187 to fix a $2 part. So I'm going to be probably doing a video on that little bit of repair. I'm probably, more than likely, I'm not going to use it again because of that reason, that a inverter would just kill the whole thing. And why, yeah, that's a bit more for me to talk about. But other than that, there's the sump. So as far as auto top off right now, I got a big 15-gallon container over there that I'm using, and really just, you know, getting things situated here. So like I said, just want to keep everything as simple as possible. Yeah, this is really cloudy. So that's this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I know a lot of people probably have, you know, more questions about what's going on with this tank, but let me know and I will chat with you guys later.